Alright, welcome everyone to at the Eyepiece. I'm just doing a quick grab here of some initial testing. I had some other trouble with the other site that I was broadcasting to, so decided to go ahead and at least be able to post this up to YouTube. What you are looking at here is screen grab, of course, with a program called SharpCap, and we are connected live to an Explorer Scientific 8-inch Newtonian. It's relatively new. I still have to get used to saying that. And it's f3.9. And trying to confirm what we have on target here. It's supposed to be M81, but boy, it's really dim and a lot dimmer than I had expected M81 to be. So we're just doing some initial testing here. SharpCap is a program that you may be familiar with as far as some planetary capture. However, it's been growing in capabilities to permit you to do electronically assisted observing with it. And it has made great strides in that department. In fact, what you can see here is live stacking capability, long exposure. It does have histogram stretches that work pretty well as far as automatic histogram stretches, but you do have to, or at least I've seen, you can do some manual adjustments to make it more pleasing for your liking. It does have some pre-processing that I have yet to kind of dive into. Dark subtraction as well as flat, which is a pretty nice capability. And it has a wide variety of camera support, so it's a pretty nice program. Not as perfected for electronically assisted observing as, say, the Starlight Live program, which I love. And of course, that program is restricted to Starlight cameras, Starlight Express cameras, in particular the Lodestar Live, which I've been using for many years. You also, of course, have ATIC Infinity's software, which I have no first-hand experience with, but it looks pretty nice. So anyway, we are just doing some initial runs with this program, and in particular this camera, which was on loan to me. And I'm just basically running through the software at not necessarily the first time here, but definitely the first time with this camera, doing a lot of this electronically assisted observing. So right now I'm not impressed with the view that I'm seeing here. We're going to go on over to M82 next, and I want to make sure, of course, that the tracking or the system is on the object that it's supposed to be. The other quirky thing about this software is saving the files. Okay, this time it looked like it did. Saving the files sometimes does not save what you're actually viewing, even though it says it is. It actually does not. All right, so let's take a peek, see if we can get into the next target here. See if we are indeed. I have a feeling that we're actually not, but let's go ahead and clear this off. Okay, what we are going to do, simply go to a quick, maybe 4-second exposure. We'll reset the histogram back. We'll let it get a few 4-second exposures in and then manually adjust. All right, so what we are simply doing here is trying to increase the view as much as we can. Yeah, I have a feeling that we are just not on target. So give me one moment. I think we were on something else before as well, and that's why that galaxy just was not very impressive. Yeah, in fact, I can almost guarantee that now that I'm going over to the actual galaxies here. All right, so what we were thinking was our galaxy. Hey, look at that. We actually got both of them, it looks like, in the same field of view coming up here. That's more like it. So no doubt that was an NGC galaxy that we had in the field of view there, and not, there we go. There's M81 and M82. All right, so we just have a little bit of a go-to anomaly there. Now let's see what we can get with cranking this exposure up to 60 seconds on these objects here. Of course, we are also going to stack it. So we are going to reset this reset option here in the histograms. I am brand spanking new to this product. I was hoping to get some on-screen assistance there with the other site that I was on. Unfortunately, some technical difficulties with the connectivity did not permit that. So we are just kind of winging it here, live on the air here on YouTube. Now, from what I can gather, let's do this too. Clear to reset these parameters here in our live stack. What I've been able to gather so far as accuracy is to adjust the display histogram, reset it to default parameters, get a couple of views up, and then go ahead and do what's called the auto stretch. And there you go. 2 galaxies in the field of view. That's M81. That's a lot better than what the previous image was. So obviously we were not on M81 before. All right, now what the system is going to do, oh, and do notice a little bit of amp glow over here on the right. I just noticed that too. However, very capable software and camera, frankly, for electronically assisted observing. This is one image grab so far, one 60-second grab, and we have the galaxies, both of them in the field of view here, and quite visible, and quite easy to pick up some details in them. It's kind of difficult to adjust the histogram, I'm seeing. At least to a degree of very fine movement. But hey, that's not bad at all right there. That is not bad at all. Trying to get just a happy there. I'm going to leave that as is. Now, to me, that's aesthetically pleasing. We're getting good spiral detail in M81, and we are only on 2 stacks so far. Usually what I see is an improvement in the image at about 5 stacks, 5 on up. So let's continue to let this stack and see what we got. But as you can see, from a standpoint of at least from electronically assisted observing, because we're not going after the beautiful deep sky images that astrophotographers do, we're going after this from the standpoint of observing, and also, of course, sharing it live on the air when you can through sites like YouTube here. So this view is pretty darn good, even with 3 stacks of 60-second exposure. So it's doing quite well. You notice here the star images on the outside fringes of the field of view do suffer quite a bit from coma. I hope to have a coma corrector sometime within early March, so as to tighten that up a little bit and improve the field of view overall. Let's go ahead and let that stack up. Now you do notice here that you do have the live stack histogram, and from what I have been doing here, if you reset the display histogram, you can get quite a nice live stack histogram as well. So I mean, that's a fairly nice little shot right there. And this is live. So that's the great thing about electronically assisted observing, is that within 60 seconds, within a brief exposure, really, you're able to get a very pleasant view. And every moment that you let the image stack, it increases the signal and to noise ratio and improves the image overall. So as you're presenting this, or just again taking it all in from an observing standpoint, the image is going to go ahead and improve. Now there is one thing I want to double check again, and that is some of the issues with saving the images. There we go. Okay, good, good. So that one actually saved as viewed, as indeed we're trying to get to show. Very good. All right. I am guiding, by the way. I'm using an Ioptron IEQ45 Pro mount. Temperature outside where I'm broadcasting from, if you are curious, is probably about the 20-degree mark. So it's very chilly. Adjust this histogram even more, see what other things that we can pull out. I actually like that better. Very nice. I mean, who wouldn't be, I think, pleased with something like this? Even getting some good detail within M82 there on the right. M81 is the spiral galaxy that you see to the left. M82 is the edge on over there to the right. Very good. One thing too I do like about this software is that it does save fits for you, and it does include some of the parameters in a text file for each of your exposures. So that's a pretty nice little feature as well. There's the fits information here. Same thing over here. So good stuff there. Let's go ahead and save this stack as viewed. Again, that should have put it in the same directory. Let's make sure, and yes, we do. Okay. So I'm just going to compare these views here. Very similar still. A little bit more detail, I think, getting pulled out on the right image. There we go. And dropping the dark level down a little bit more, even further. We're up to 8. So far we have 8 minutes of integration here. The real mark of a good program for electronically assisted observing, in my opinion, is how easy it is to get a pleasing view up on your screen so that you can observe the object as quickly as you can, but still have a pleasing view of the object as far as details. It should be pretty easy to go ahead and set the settings for. It should have a good user interface where things are easy to find, and so far certainly SharpCap here Pro is meeting that, in my opinion. It is not as intuitive, in my opinion, or easy. It's certainly not as specialized, put it that way, for electronically assisted observing as, say, the Starlight Live program is. I can't speak towards the ATIC Infinity software other than what I have viewed online. That looks very easy as well. I would say both of those products are probably easier to use than SharpCap. Starlight Live does not have as much settings. Certainly you can do dark subtraction, but you can't apply a flat. On the fly dark, I'm not sure if that's an Infinity product. I don't know either if they have the ability to apply flat either to their product. All right, so there's our 10. So let's just save this. And there's our saved image. One of the other things I really like about Starlight Live is the ability to stamp the object information right on the image itself. I don't see that as a capability here on this product. Although it does save it in a directory structure that tells you what it is. And let's take a quick peek at the text file. Tells you what settings it is. It doesn't tell you anything other than that. Maybe what you were putting in for the product, or the file name rather. Yeah. So every program, I think, has its strengths and weaknesses. But hey, this is a live view of. This is as live as you can get without being outside at the eyepiece. But this was a brief test that I wanted to do, and I think we have proven this to be a capable platform for electronically assisted observing. The SharpCap plus the ASI183 monochrome camera. So good stuff. Hopefully you found this a little bit informative and encouraging. If you were wondering how your system, how you could go ahead and best use the software and camera, this little teaser here, as I gain more familiarity with the product, I'll be able to show you more features as we go through, but I really just wanted to get this up for benefit of some of the other folks that couldn't see this while we were on the other channel on Night Skies Network because of some technical difficulties there with their streaming. But hopefully they can go ahead and check this out from the YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time right here at the Eyepiece.